you hold me? Why, when we're sleeping quiet, do you caress me? In the day it's more like we're less than friends, with the occasional loud to place affection. If you could only see on the outside of me what's happening on the inside, maybe it'd provide you a new insight into my feelings. Let's pretend around my neck there's a chain dangling on it, sends my heart in a brilliant red. You'd have seen soon after we met it beating wildly, and not long after that I placed it carefully in your open hands, hoping you'd understand how fragile I am. And if you were to look closer, there'd be scarring aplenty, but gently nestled within your grasp felt more settled than it had in no less than a millennium. Why, in the middle of the night, do you hold me? Why, when we're sleeping quiet, do you caress me? In the day it's more like we're less than friends, with the occasional out of place affection. Why do I place the entire burden of love and desire on your list of required honeydew, when you already carry with you the shame of the broken remains of how we relate, and the task of piecing back together your own shattered plate? With my heart out visibly after arguing, you'd have seen it breaking every time you'd walk away, refused to listen, called me names every time you'd play games. Piece after piece would fall away. The night you almost died, I was surprised to find your DUI, cause of this a stone so thick grew tightly around it. Having this new understanding that you were drinking was somewhat relieving, cause it answered a lot of questions. I guess I should also mention, over the course of the next couple months, hell's presence was all around us, with constant lying, destruction, stealing, hiding, hurting, pleading, crying, and sleep depriving. Now if at this time you were observing that charm dangling from my neck, you'd have seen my heart's guard freezing nice around that stony heart. In the middle of the night, do you hold me? Why, when we're sleeping quiet, do you caress me? In the day it's more like we're less than friends, with the occasional out of place affection. Why do I place the entire burden of love and desire on your list of required honeydew, when you already carry with you the shame of the broken remains of how we relate, and the task of piecing back together your own shattered plate? Remember that thing about me crawling on my hands and knees in the desert's heat? Symbolically it means I've been starving for emotional nourishing this whole time being. And when you came along, I had hoped I found a magic carpet man to fly me out, but instead in searing sand you buried me from feet to head. I know that's not at all how you want to be. You want to take care of me. You've said repeatedly my feelings should be the first thing to receive care, and unfortunately the damage you cause is the reason I can't take charge of loving. I know it's a disease, but that disease ripped my heart up piece by piece, then encased it in stone before forming a major glacier around it in the center. Every time you consider me, spend time with me. Every time you love and notice things, find me interesting, ask questions about my stories. All these have the ability to melt the ice quickly. If multiple happen within a short time, the stone will start cracking, and depending on how long this goes on, the stone could possibly come fully undone. Then my heart is free to love conditionally, and the cool thing be you seeing it as it's happening. Why, in the middle of the night, do you hold me? Why, when we're sleeping quiet, do you caress me? In the day it's more like we're less than friends, with the occasional out of place affection. Why do I place the entire burden of love and desire on your list of required honeydew, when you already carry with you the shame of the broken remains of how we relate, and the task of piecing back together your plate? If you could see my heart every time I arrive and you leave, you'd see a piece go missing. If you could see my heart every time you genuinely listen to me, you'd see that same spot repairing. The problem being that's a pipe dream, just like you can't see when the stone forms and then becomes icy. You can't see anything cracking or melting, but it's really not as hard as it appears to be. You just have to be there. second half of our pair. Why in the middle of the night do you hold me? Why when we're sleeping quiet do you caress me? In the day it's more like we're less than friends, with the occasional out of place affection. Why do I place the entire burden of love and desire on your list of required honeydew, when you already carry with you the shame of the broken remains of how we relate, and the task of piecing back together